just an awkward place for the stream to post.
So there was discussion out there about chopping the top 8. There was 1 week where they chopped the top 8, but that was because that was the 6-round tournament we ran with 55-minute rounds, and it was like 1 in the morning and top 8 hadn't started yet.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was on board with...
I was adamant about chopping.
Yeah, but that was like a very corner case, you know? I mean, that's not something that happens all the time.
No, at least got time to play out one more round.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why you would come and play and then like want to chop the top 8 every week.
Yeah.
Like it seems kind of bloodthirsty in my opinion. Like you're just like chopping up all the casuals' money.
Yeah.
I don't really care for that. But what do I care? I'm not involved in this.
I mean, and you're already on the top 8 anyway. You're already getting some packs. You might as well play a few more games.
Yeah. Top 4 is one thing because it's after.
Yeah.
It's a pretty significant pay jump and it's after a certain amount of time, but. Again, I would have to play in this tournament before any of my opinions would matter. So we appreciate those of you who stayed along. I don't know why the thing crashes every time, but it did. So we have a top 8, and we have a matchup for you. On the left, Mike Miller. He's played on the stream before. He doesn't get to play too often. He was one of the more adamant ones about wanting to actually play it out. Because if you come to play Magic, you want to play Magic. I've been in the same top 8s with Mike before. He always wants to play it out. I can't fault him. I would enjoy playing. I don't know. I've lost a lot of energy. Garrett and Max did leave, so we are a little bit more docile in here. Also a little bit more room in here. But
it feels like a big closet now.
It does. So thanks to those of you who have stuck with us through all of our technical difficulties and for the 6 rounds of coverage, or 6 hours of coverage at this point. There's a quarterfinal action from Friday Night Magic, Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. On your left, Mike Miller playing a Bant control deck, but it features Temporal Masteries and a Door to Nothingness. So pretty interesting. He'll be playing against Brandon Hart, who we saw on camera earlier tonight, playing Naya Midrange, basically playing all the good cards in those respective colors. Thundermaws, Thragtusk, Restoration Angels, Huntmaster. All good cards, all in the same deck. Other people in the top 8. We have Tony Stewart playing, I have no idea what he's playing, Magic cards, more than likely.
Yeah.
Playing 75 Magic cards against Victor Vasquez, playing Rakdos aggro with Gutter Snipes. Then you've got Micah Taylor, who was your number 1 seed with Jund to Good Stuff, playing against Scott Driver playing Mono Red. You have Chris Harless playing Rakdos aggro versus Alec Myers playing American Midrange. And then you have the matchup featured here, Bant Control versus Naya. All right, Michael, I think you can agree with me that we've had some pretty good Magic tonight.
Yeah.
Last round was a little bit anticlimactic since it ended up not being a win-in, and the way the match played out, the Omniscience Door to Nothingness decks really had no game against the infinite counter Magic of the Bant Control list, but still, we saw some pretty good games tonight, some aggro matchups that came down to exact damage.
Really close races.
A curse deck that was surprisingly effective. It was very good. I was really rooting for it, but just could not get there. Ended up losing to Alec Myers' American Midrange deck in his win-in.
We did get to see a Door to Nothingness.
We did see a Door to Nothingness activation and an Omniscience hardcast.
The very first game of the night.
Brandon, with the pro tip here, has a little piece of paper that says whatever his cavern is naming.
I like to take a token and slide the token in the sleeve.
Yeah,
so
I saw somebody else do that on an SCG event or something. Forget who it was. Probably a Magic player. That's not how you spell quarterfinals at all. So this is going to be a classic matchup of mid-range versus control. Brandon's going to clearly be the beatdown. He's playing mono Cavern of Souls. So many little pieces of paper. But no action. If Mike can play a land here and keep Dissipate up, which I'm assuming he's playing. Farseek. It's Mike. I don't see Mike's hand, but he might be stuck on lands, I guess.
Could be.
Could be.
See, Brandon he just played a Farseek so far, so what's he holding? Maybe Thundermaw?
Someone asking in the chat if they come to FNM, can they bring a 40 with them? I see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I personally will not object.
I haven't seen any signs about that explicitly.
I guess it depends on if you bring the 40, are you in fact rolling on dubs, both on your way to and leaving the event? I think the size of your malt liquor is directly in proportion to the dubs that you roll on. I think but I mean, that's pretty standard. I think the DCI has a couple rules about that.
Alright, so there's, what kind of token is that?
Selesnya Charm Knight token.
Selesnya Charm, okay. Thragtusk.
There's a surprising number of flash creatures in green-white aggro decks. Or just flash cards, you know what I mean? I guess flash is something that green has.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that you have a Nature's Herald now.
Yeah, and the Wolfear Avenger. That card was seeing some fringe play in like the Dungrove decks and a couple other archetypes. It gets much more quiet here when Garrett and Max aren't here. Also, when half the store leaves because FNM is over for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the question they're talking about Mike's increasing confusion. So he's playing some interesting one-ofs main. It's a Bant control list, but it is by no means stock. I mean, he's playing the sweepers, and he's playing, Farseeks, but he's playing a Door to Nothingness. He's playing Increasing Confusion. I think he's playing one Psychic Spiral as well. And he's playing Garrett Relentless, which you don't see from a lot of decks. So jump out the Thragtusk. Take 2 from the Knight. Or is he just attacking Mike there? That's an interesting choice, just to pound in. You would think you'd want to take Garrick out. But I guess when Garrick takes damage, he flips, right?
Yeah, so maybe he doesn't want to hit him for just 2.
That's a good point. Probably what he took into consideration. I, however, being a horrible Magic player, had not considered it until I said it. Come in! Logan!
I have nothing to do.
Didn't make it, right? Alex is your top 8, so...
I got a pack then.
Do you anything cool?
I broke the case, not terrible.
It paid for the FNM. So now joined by Logan Cutlip, who did you go 3 and 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. You can't lose more than one when 50 people roll into FNM, regardless of the dub situation.
Yeah.
You can't 3 and 2 and expect.
Nope. Lost that.
We've had FNMs here before we started doing having such great numbers and turnout, where 2 and 2 was the 8th spot getting into an FNM.
Can't do it no more.
Nope, it's not how it works. Not in my neighborhood. I didn't take any pictures tonight.
I ended up losing to a...
Here's a Thundermaw Hellkite.
Round, and I was like, and Alec ended up playing him and beating him.
So Thundermaw Hellkite comes down with a pair of Knights from Selesnya Charm and a Thragtusk already on board. So he's going to take 9, it looks like. Drop down to 7. In a world of hurt here. Is that a bonfire in his hand? I'm dual sourcing life totals. I'm Brandon from the phone. Mike's from the extraordinarily large die. Make a beast. Make a woof.
Wolf token.
Woof token, as I like to call it. Now we're getting some commentary about whether or not that's technically called a die and a spin down. I could care less. If you have a list of things right now that I care the least about, whether or not that's called a die or a spin down is right at the top. Right now I could really go for some chicken fingers. Maybe some Colonel's Crispy Strips.
Nothing
Chicken
like
selects.
sitting in a closet talking about magic cards for 6 hours to
I'm hungry, son.
work up powerful hunger.
I mean, trust me, it doesn't look like I've missed too many meals, right? So, what's Mike doing here?
What? What?
That's my dog.
Yeah.
She's so cute. What the heck's going on?
It's my cat. Bant.
Sphinx of a...
Cats are better.
What's your cat's name?
That cat is Toast. We have another one named Whiskers.
Toast.
Oh, yes.
Toast made out huge
Wait,
in the name lottery, whereas Whiskers kind of boring.
Oh my god.
Now we're talking about our pets. That's what happens. Because this game's gonna be
Toast,
boring.
like, as in toasted bread.
Yes.
Sphinx of Bethune.
Right.
He cycled the
I gotta show you this.
he cycled the temporal. All right, stick with me, here, gentlemen, just briefly. He cycled the temporal mastery, right? And then now he resolved the Sphinx of Bethune. This is not all in the same turn, right?
You got omniscience in it?
No, he doesn't have omniscience in it. I asked him if he did, and he said no. Because I originally thought he was playing omniscience.
Because I played against that 5th round, and my transformation.
A lot of the problem with a lot of the matchups that are out there is that it's like there's a lot of like red deck wins type decks, and those are always like very unsatisfying to put in the feature match because the games are over so quickly one way or the other. So in fact, he hard cast the Temporal Mastery, took his extra turn, and played the Sphinx. So we're lining up a Bonfire for 2, which will clear out the wolves, and then we'll allow him to attack for lethal, correct? No, he doesn't even need to attack for lethal because the Bonfire puts him at 5, and then you attack with the Thunder. Well, the Sphinx has flying, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he did tap that. Oh no, it's my end.
He's dead. He's dead. Doesn't matter. So, Naya Midrange. I don't like Brandon's deck. It has all of the good aggressive creatures that you see at the high end of like the aggro decks, but the better mid-game cards or the better 4-drops. Huntmaster is just...
Yeah, Huntmaster's so good against aggro, like zombies.
Huntmaster's just
being
so
able
good.
to being able to play Huntmaster as well as playing Thragtusk, just so good in this metagame. Like, people forgot about Huntmaster.
Yeah.
In this scenario, Huntmaster of the Fells is kind of like the Dr. Dre in that people forgot about him. But I never forgot about Dre. Or Huntmaster. Did you know that in German it's Jägermeister?
I did not.
It is. It's not Jägermeister, it's with a D.
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. That's what Huntmaster is.
Yeah.
I traded my Huntmasters for Thragtusks a while back.
Oh, you're terrible. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
That's amazing.
Warning. Someone in the chat doesn't approve of some of the card selections in one of the decks. Well, we might as well shut the stream down
Shut
because
it
random a-hole in the chat doesn't appreciate
Wait,
something.
that?
God forbid. I mean, it'd be totally different if this was like a casual $5 tournament for fun with nothing on the line in the middle of nowhere that we were streaming just for kicks. It'd be different if it was that,
Yeah.
and not, of course, as we all know, the top 8 of a pro tour.
Who was saying this?
I don't even know. I don't care.
Like, I mean, I just
Why do I
didn't see
care?
it on there. That's what I was saying.
Adam Vickers is telling me to shut it down. They keep banging my... I gotta go adjust the camera.
here it is. The best picture. Let me push that brightness up so you can actually see it. It is toast.
So there he is enjoying the heat from the vent.
Oh yeah.
There he is in the middle of a yawn.
Cats are awesome.
Just so you know, I got World Fire off and once deactivated.
Nice. I was out there to adjust the camera, and Cliff Markham told me that he did, in fact, tonight win multiple games with World Fire.
Nice.
World Fire. My transformation sideboard came super handy 5th round when I was like mid-range the first game against Brian Gross, I think is his name. Guy with the beard. He was running pretty much the same deck as Cliff.
Oh, yeah.
And he beat me down with the Omniscience or whatever, and I was like, okay. Switched the sideboard in and made it aggro, and just pounded him down within 5 turns both games, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, they have a hard time.
Yeah, oh yeah. He was like, this thing has no look at it. Yes. The best.
Here's what happens. I walked out there to fix the camera. I come back in. There's a lot of discussion about E-Peens, the Insane Clown Posse, and then someone's talking about Dr. Zoidberg. I was only gone for like a minute. And I come back in. It's Dr. Zoidberg.
Don't look at us. We didn't do anything.
Juggalos for life.
Look at that thing.
This is, for those asking in the chat, this is in West by God, Virginia. That's where we are.
You know how like when you have twins, like the egg is like there's 2 separate eggs when they get fertilized. Well, what happened was that they were fertilized, and then they fused together, and it kept the traits of both of the singular, what would have been 2 different cats. And it's called chimeric. It was awesome.
Have they, we resolving mulligans here, or are they still shuffling up? There will be matches done before this game 2 starts. While they're shuffling what seems like an endless amount.
Have you seen the Grumpy Cat meme?
Remember,
We gotta find Grumpy Cat.
if you want to win our weekly giveaway, it's simple. Go to facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the post I made during round 2. It's the most recent Facebook post. Not only can you find daily content, links to cool things, discussions, trades, pictures, all of that, but once a week you can win your own playset of rock, paper, scissors cards from Unglued. Start your games like a boss. Go to facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic for more information. And this week, as we will continue our theme of weekly local players signed and altered cards, we've had Adam Vickers sign and alter a Absence Pilgrim in keeping with the Thanksgiving theme. Last week it was Garrett Meadows signing and altering an Ethereal Armor.
No
This
holiday
week,
game associated with that one.
no, that was just the sword themed because it has a sword on it.
Okay.
This week, Max Turner will in fact be altering Tree of Redemption for Christmas themed.
Tree of Redemption.
If I can find a spare Tinderwall at the house, I want to do that one myself.
It's also Folk of the Pine from Ice Age.
Folk of the Pine.
Yeah. There's some
Juniper
pine needles
Order
on that one.
Ranger, doesn't it have a pine tree on it too?
Maybe.
Has Juniper on it? Hey, Megan.
Okay.
Are you guys busy in here?
We're streaming the
Serious
quarterfinals.
She's like, oh,
Do you know how the unicorn sleeves?
He doesn't have them?
I want them really bad. I came in tonight, even though I couldn't get a babysitter, just to ask about them, and JB had no idea what they were.
I'll get him some information. I know who the distributor is, so we'll see if he gets orders from them.
I made sure to tell them there were rainbows on the sleeves too, because
Yeah,
that's important information to have.
We're talking about some new sleeves that debuted a couple of weeks ago. One has a kitten meme on it, and the other one just has a rainbows and unicorns. It's hilarious.
right. Rainbows and unicorns.
Thinking about getting those kitten ones and sleeving up my mono black EDH deck with them.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
I'm just
This
gonna
happens
start.
to you.
I'm just gonna start playing all of my decks unsleeved. It's just legacy.
No, please don't do that.
White word lands.
You done, Scott?
I am.
Good or no?
Got there.
Nice.
Played Jund.
You played a different
play?
Jund than most Jund.
I did.
You play
You're probably the only deck in this field that was excited to play that version of Jund.
Yes.
Did you play Micah?
I did.
And you beat him?
I did. Volcanic Strength and Traitorous Bloods.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he also's not playing like. He's not playing Thragtusk, is he?
I don't see any.
I saw Giant Fat Flyers.
He's the beatdown, but he's slightly slower than your deck. So anyway, game. So where is Brandon's land? Did Brandon just like keep a no lander or what?
I think he did.
No.
He did. What's happening?
Is there any other sequence of events which could have happened where he would have not
No.
had one land in
Like
play?
the Nicobolus, maybe.
Man, I got red mono burned. I was like number first overall, man. I did what I could, man.
Magic is a game of variance and matchups.
Yeah, it was the volcanic strength on top of Ashdod.
This kid.
Yep, he got me, man. I just couldn't get him. And I even tried to be faster my second time. It wasn't fast enough.
So did we confirm here that Brandon kept the one land hand or no land hand? I don't
go ask.
I don't want you to go
I
ask
know
him.
they went down to 5.
Oh, he went
Take
down.
off, man. Good playing up here. I'll definitely come back again, man.
Nice to
Good
meet you,
time,
man.
guys.
Mike, it was
Absolutely.
good playing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Hey, have a good one, man.
Yep.
Be down in Huntington anytime soon.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you all later.
And so exits Micah Taylor. Now you're the only Mike
Ah,
Taylor.
finally.
So Micah Taylor's interesting take on Jund falls to Scott playing red deck wins.
Yeah.
And here we see an interesting. Okay.
I'm just so, like...
Loxodon Smiter comes down. So he is dug out slightly from this, as we see a Miracle Terminal Mastery. It's a combination of Sweeper and Time Walk.
Sounds pretty good.
So Brandon kept a mold of 5 with no lands on the draw. I guess he had the Pilgrim and figured if he draws one green mana that he could... I guess that's better than a random 4. I would argue that it's not, but seems to be working out for him. So did Mike just kill his own Jace? And there's the singleton copy of Increasing Confusion, which I know the chat hates. They've already called his deck Bant nonsense, but God forbid. God forbid, right? Oh, I guess he's splashing black for the Drown Yard. These decks that splash for the Drown Yard, are they just playing one Overgrown Tomb that they fetch off the Farseeks?
I think so.
Browsing commentary at 11 till midnight. After over 5 hours of commentary, the quality decreases. And that's a Huntmaster. So he kept a no-lander, and then still has a turn 5 Huntmaster.
Seems pretty good.
Maybe not be turn 5. 1, 2. How many lands does Michael have? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6.
Did he
He's
force
turned
it at all?
6. He's farseeked once. Just turned 6. Still pretty good, right? So he'll go back up to 20. Gets his wolf.
He stayed at one hit land, didn't he?
Sphinx's Revelation. 4-3.
Getting some requests from the chat to bring the baby in to do commentary.
Well, it's midnight on a Friday night. I'm wondering why there's a baby here. But I've been wondering that most of the night. Got my company Christmas party tomorrow night. Pretty stoked about that. I'm going to watch some middle-aged people get boozed up and make fools of themselves on the dance floor.
Nice.
Hopefully win a big screen TV or something. I don't know. Termini takes care of the board, and that surely got to set Brandon back tremendously because he doesn't have any business really. I mean, it's more the stone rain from the Terminus that matters because taking out the Absence Pilgrim,
Yeah.
he's already pinched on land. Even if one is a Veronique Full Art Zendikar Forest. Mono 4-drops in his hand, it looks like.
Apparently Cedric mulled the 1 in Legacy and won.
Legacy Goblins can probably mull a lot better than standard Naya aggro or Naya midrange. Mountain Lackey, pretty good start. So Mike hasn't missed a land drop. He has virtually infinite mana. Now it's just a question of what can he do with it. He's already got his increasing ambition in the yard. He's played all of his Farseek. I think that's maybe the 3rd Farseek.
What is Chalice of the Void do?
What's the question?
Chalice of the Void, what's it do?
Chalice of the Void? Why are we talking about? What is it?
Apparently a guy mulled the 2 in Legacy and 1 on turn 1 with Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void.
Ancient Tomb taps for 2 colorless mana, does 2 damage to you.
Right.
Chalice of the Void is a double X, and it spells that cost X are countered.
Yeah, it's an artifact XX, nothing with X counters.
So a paid 2 Chalice for 1 means 1-drops can't be cast. Or I think they're countered. You can still cast them. What was that? Was that an Elder Scale Worm? Sweet Jeebus. That was an Elder Scale Worm, right?
It looks like it. So I guess he's just playing one of a bunch of,
He
crazy win conditions.
He just picked like 7 win conditions out of his build binder and said, I'm going to put these in there.
He's metagaming against slaughter games.
Because he's got Increasing Confusion, he's got 1 Jason Memory Adept, he's got 1 Elder Scale Worm apparently, he's got 1 Door to Nothingness. I don't know how I feel about Door to Nothingness in these Lantern decks that exclusively rely on Lantern to be in play in order to activate it.
Yeah. I like the World Fire plan a lot better. They're all just weak to counter spells anyway, but...
As the resident Hive Mind player, I'll tell you this interesting Legacy interaction. Chalice for 0 does not beat a Pact, because the Hive Mind doesn't care if it resolves. You get the trigger regardless. That's the appropriate response. What? Don't worry about it.
You're too young.
I cannot imagine a world in which you would honestly care about what I just said.
Okay.
If you don't play Legacy, it's very...
I do play Legacy.
You do?
On Cockatrice.
Uh-oh. The local play group has just discovered Cockatrice. Or at least the majority of them have just discovered it.
I play your show and tell list.
What?
There's already a lot of people in here.
You can come in. You're more than welcome to. Did you win, Alec?
Yeah, I won.
So Alec Wright. So Scott Driver wins with mono red, beating Jund aggro. Alec wins with American Midrange. You won with some deck with Restoration Angels in it.
He won with blue.
You beat Rakdos, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good win. It's a tough matchup for you.
Oh no, I actually like that.
Can you? You're more welcome to come in. We're just going to shut that door. Selesnya Charm, Exiles, Elder Scale Worm, Huntmaster right off the top. Seems good. Gain 2, make a woof. It's a nursery. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Terminus off the top.
How long is random and stuff on land?
All evening. I think did he miss his second land drop, or did he miss?
Who? Brandon?
Yeah.
Brandon kept a 5-card hand with no land in it on the draw.
Okay.
He missed his land drop, I think, twice, and then drew a Temple Garden into an Absence Pilgrim. 2 lands later, Huntmaster. Nevermore is naming what, I wonder? Probably Supreme Verdict.
Chromatic Lantern, because he has a door to nothingness on the field. Is that anything else?
Maybe. Can you open it and ask him? He'll know. Just.
Brandon, what do you know?
I don't know if
Oh, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to say. Don't worry about it.
you're familiar with the cartoon Archer, so I just sent
No,
that
it
to you.
hasn't resolved yet.
Okay, so the Nevermore is still on the stack.
Lantern.
Chromatic Lantern.
I got it.
Seems good.
That person should be at home taking care of their child, father in the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have to be careful there that all these things can be heard and seen by people, so don't say anything you'll eventually regret, or read anything that someone...
Didn't you kick Nick out, like, the other week?
Just for making fun of Logan.
Yeah,
But it wasn't that he did anything offensive, it was just every little comment was like, Logan's dumb. And I was like, come on. But then Nick went on to do well in the tournament, so he didn't care.
I don't think Nick cares about anything ever.
Angel. Angel of Restoration. Thrag Tuskerton. This is a pretty good dig out of a mold of 5 with no lands.
I'm guessing he won game 1, and that's why he was willing to keep such a hand.
Yeah.
Or he was on the draw.
I mean, I still hate it, but I mean, like, jeez.
I really hope he wins with that. It just sounds too good.
That's 13. That should drop Brandon to Mike to 3. And he has the lantern in hand. The one random Nevermore. Which is a sideboard card. I mean, I guess it's not random.
Looks like you got
I
it.
can't believe he won.
Door on the field and a lantern in his hand. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I hope we split.
I hope you guys split too, because Brandon borrowed some cards from me for that deck, and he told me not to leave until he gives them back.
Yeah, no,
I want to leave.
I can get him for you if he wants to. Well, congratulations to Brandon Hart. His throwback Naya deck. There was a time when all the good decks were Naya, and now
They're coming back.
it's coming back. Well, Thundermaw Hell. People are basically what that deck is a green-white mid-range deck that's decided Thundermaw Hellkite is very good to play, and that Bonfire is still the best. One of the best sweepers in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huntmaster too. It never stopped. None of those cards never stopped being good. It's very interesting the way. Yeah, it's very interesting the way that Magic runs in cycles in terms of what's chic and what's popular, and it's
Kind of like society.
yeah.
Like
I think a lot of times people overestimate what the metagame is, and that they overcompensate too much. Sometimes you just play especially at the local level.
Yeah.
Good cards are good, and you just play them.
You just try to stick to your own plan, not worry too much about what they're doing.
Buy your bonfires now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I bought my bonfires when they were, I think, $12.
Well, I'll warn everyone preemptively.
Yeah, I should probably go see what top 4
pulled one at
Yeah,
the
you go sort out your business.
It was like $5 in, and everyone's like, "This is a good card." I'm like,
Yeah.
I love this card.
Yeah.
Traded it away later at 20.
Let me know what you all decide. So Alec's going to go out and sort business. Alec and Brandon both wanted to chop the top 8, so I can only imagine they'll want to chop the top 4.
Yeah.
Scott will also want to chop the top 4. I don't know who won the other match.
Who was that? Who were the other 2?
Victor and Tony.
Yeah, I have no idea what they would want to do.
I don't know. But while they're doing that, while I've got 170 people watching and we wait for the potential top 4 match, I would strongly urge all of you.
We're splitting.
Okay.
Splitting.
Well, it looks like we're chopping. So before we all take off, you don't have to give us a red cent to do this. And I should actually have to pay you for the last round of commentary because there's like 19 people in here. We're talking about Zoidberg and whatever the hell else was on there. There's the Screaming Baby. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. So, but anyway, if you want to help us out, help us spread the word about the stream through our various forms of social media. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Everything we've ever recorded is up there. Follow me on Twitter at ZachSellsMagic. Most importantly, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic for daily content, for giveaways. If you want to win your rock, paper, scissors set, go there and like the page, comment on the post. Every time you share a post or comment on a post or like it, it'll show up in your timeline and help us spread the word. And most importantly, if you're watching Twitch right now, just click on the follow button to the top and to the left of the video window. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's very unlikely that you are because no one will watch to the end of any rounds videos. But come check us out sometime live. Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, every week. One more plug, if you want to win our rock, paper, scissors giveaway this week, just go to our Facebook page. Make sure you find the giveaway post. It's the most recent one that's on there. Even if you watch this on YouTube after the fact, you've got up until Friday when the tournament starts to enter into this drawing. We'll draw for next week during the broadcast. And like I said, this week we'll draw for this week's prizes offline because I did not have time to prepare the list ahead of time. So that's all the business. I appreciate everyone who's been watching us from the beginning.
But not the rest of you.
Yeah. Apologize for getting lost a little bit there at the end because it is very difficult to stay on focus for over 6 hours. I'm preaching to the choir by telling you that, Michael. Of course, my name, Max Turner, is no longer here. This is Michael Taylor. My name is Zachary Evans. We've been bringing you the coverage for the last 6 rounds of Magic.
Yep.
So we appreciate you sticking along through our technical difficulties. I don't know why the stream keeps pausing. But we've had some good rounds of Magic tonight. I think there's been some high quality play. So if you only caught the last few rounds, if you want to see somebody win with door to nothingness, go back to round 2. Had some pretty good aggro matchups end up on turns. We saw a pretty cool curse deck. So make sure to check out the recap post we'll be posting tomorrow. YouTube videos will probably be up tomorrow too, at the latest on Sunday. If you have any feedback or anything regarding the stream, we'd always like to hear from you. You know how to get in touch with us by now. All the links on the right there and on the YouTube channel. Check us out on the links at the bottom of the Twitch page. If you want to chip in financially, the Chip In app is down there too. So that's our business for this evening. Michael, thank you so much for sitting in. I know it's been a late night, so hope you enjoyed your week off of playing junk midrange.
Yep.
You're
Tomorrow
back on.
I'll be back to the grind. Hopefully with a new deck.
Is there a tournament tomorrow?
Or not tomorrow, next week.
Oh, thank you.
Don't
Excellent.
forget me with them sleeves. I gotta get them.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. And with
Let's see if I
that,
can put together curses.
Curses looks pretty fun. I think that deck's just a little bit of spot removal away from being tier 1.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So, like I said, thanks for watching tonight, guys. Make sure to come back and check us next week. We will be doing it next week. What is today? Next week is the 14th.
Oh.
I think the way it's going to work out, 14th guaranteed stream, 21st is very likely, but the week after that there will be no stream. So the Friday between Christmas and New Year's Eve, there will not be a stream, as I will likely be out of town. But the other 2 days should have some, so I'll find me a Santa hat and wear it next week or something. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting in the chat. We'll see you next week.